What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing a tier list of all the best pink diamond cards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Pretty much all the pink diamonds, but most definitely all the best of them anyway. So before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're not going to do it. We're not going to hit it. We were initially trying to hit 280,000 subs by the end of the month, but as we're not even gonna be close to hitting that. We're not even gonna be close. So really do appreciate all the help recently. We're like 450 away in like 3 days. There is a next to 0% chance that we hit it. So again, I still really just appreciate all the support recently on the channel. It has been absolutely crazy. But anyway, now let's go and start the list. So, Alonzo Mourning. He's not actually bad. Honestly, Alonzo Mourning is not bad. So I'm going to go D tier with Alonzo. I think he's fine. I think just in general, he's probably flawed in the fact that his release is horrific. His release is absolutely horrific, but I think his overall game is pretty nice. So I'll go C tier. I think a lot of people are going to probably want to put him in a lower tier, but I think C tier works for him. I think C tier just about works for him. So yeah, let's put him in here. Then we're going to go with Andre Drummond. Drummond's B. Drummond's definitely better than him. Drummond is so super underrated. His defense is really good. The thing with Andre Drummond is, honestly, the thing with Drummond is that he just can't shoot. Like, the guy does everything in game well except shoot the ball. And the problem with the problem with that is, like, it's a negative. It's a huge negative. Not being able to shoot. But AKS, let's just, I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about a freaking card that I don't necessarily care that much about. Andre Kirilenko is S tier, and there is no, you can't debate otherwise. AK is so freaking good. AK might be in the top 5 cards in the game. Like, again, my top 100 list was meant to have been, my top 100 list is tomorrow. My top 100 list of the best players is tomorrow, because it was at the end of December, at the end of January. I forgot about that. I was like, AK might end up in the top 5. He really might. AK is really that dude. Then we got Antonio McDyess. I'm going to put Antonio McDyess in B tier. He's just strong. Anytime I've used McDyess, I like him. I do want to make that clear. Like, anytime I use Antonio McDyess, I've actually felt he's really good in game. So, like, I can't complain too much about a card that has been I've had a lot of, every time I've used him, I've been good with him. So, there's no, like, if I'm out here putting Antonio McDyess in a lower tier just because he shouldn't be good, I like him, so I'm going to go B tier. Arvydas Sabonis. I think B's probably the most fair spot for him right now. No, he's going to go A. He's still a cheese ball. Like, unpopular opinion, he's as good as Yao Ming. I stand by that. I said the day Yao Ming came out, when everyone was super hyped on Yao. The hype has kind of dropped on Yao. For me, he's as good. So I know there are a lot of people that have a lot of success with Yao, and man, I've got my head mashed in by Yao a few times. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting one, but he's a player that I think is very nice. The guy is 7'3", which obviously is massive for a center. I mean, it's just massive for anybody in game. Same height as Porzingis, but the difference is that he's got a way wider player build. Loose stamp quicker, but he's still got Bailey Howell. Bailey Howell's going to go B as well. I might move guys down. Bailey Howell's very similar to DeMar DeRozan in terms of he's a literal clone of DeMar DeRozan. The difference is that Bailey Howell gets like half interceptor. He gets half rebound chaser. Like, he gets a lot of good badges. So he's like legitimately a power forward, and he also doesn't shoot the ball nearly as well as DeRozan. But he's going to go B. I'm going to move. I prefer McDyess to Drummond. I'm going to move Drummond down, but I do like Drummond. Ben Gordon A. Ben Gordon's so good, lads. Like, he is one of easily the top 10 point guards in the game. Like, he's my backup. I prefer him to Pink Dan Payton. I prefer him to Jeremy Lin. Like, oh, Jeremy Lin got unglitched as well. Jeremy Lin was glitched, which is mad. Like, he literally, if you did a certain dribble move with there was a certain dribble move you could do with Jeremy Lin. I don't know if it was, I think it was an escape, but there was a dribble move you did with Jeremy Lin that it literally glitched the game by doing it, which is mad. But yeah, then we got Bernard King. Bernard King's gonna go B. I think overall Bernard King is a good player. I think he's definitely a little bit outdated. And the reason I used to put him low on tier list is like most people aren't going to get Bernard King. And now is when a lot of people that weren't Hawk and Collector levels are now starting to get Bernard King. And right now he's that little bit outdated. He's not a bad player by any means. He's not bad at all, but I just don't think he's great either. Billy Cunningham. Now, Billy Cunningham is either B or A. I'm going to put him in B tier. If you want to put Billy Cunningham in A, more power to you. It's close. Like, it is genuinely close between those two tiers for this guy. Because again, the guy moves kind of well. He is just in general not that small for small forward. He's not tall either, but I mean, he can do it. He does a job at that small forward position. I don't think he's very small for a power forward though. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about Billy. I think he's better than the guys in B. Is he better than Bailey? He might be. B. Blake. B. No, B tier for Blake. B for Blake, B for tier. I like Blake Griffin. I probably don't like Blake as much as a lot of people like Blake, but I thought he was very good when he came out. I've played against him a few times where I've struggled. Like, there are definitely times I've used Blake Griffin and I've really struggled. I've thought he's had some good games for me. He's had some bad games when I've used him, and then again, he's been awful playing against me, and he's also been brilliant playing against me. So there are two extremes to it all. Is that when he first came out, I was like, you know what, this guy's going to be insane. And then as time went on, I was like, okay, maybe he's not that insane. But now I'm like, he's probably somewhere in the middle. He's probably just a pretty good guy. Bradley Beal. I'm going to D tier for Bradley. I'm going to C tier for Bradley Beal. Can't really move. That's the problem. He's 6'3" and he can't move. And when you're that height and you can't move, that is a bit of an issue. Like, it is most definitely an issue being a very undersized player for your position, as well as not really having the ability to move. He's not the worst defender in the world, but I mean, in general, I think it's probably a fair spot to put him. This is definitely a fair spot to put him here. I think D tier was definitely too low, but I think C tier is probably the right tier for the guy. So then we got Brook Lopez. I think I might be underselling him, putting him in C tier. He's like Wang Zhizhi. He's a really good shooter. He's tall enough. His speed's just low. That's just the only issue with Brook Lopez. His speed is very low. So I think C's probably fine, but with Drummond, but maybe you can move him up to B. Big Country worthless. The guy is a trash can. The guy is an absolute trash can. Oh my god, this guy is a trash can. He's so bad. He makes Keith Van Horn look like the best player in the game. He's so bad. He's so freaking bad. I'm sorry, he's so bad. Get into worthless. Carmelo Anthony, get into B. Melo's still fine. Melo is still more than fine as a player. If you want to use Carmelo Anthony, fire ahead. Be my guest. The guy can play. The problem is that, like, the way I use Melo, I literally use him nowadays as a spot-up shooter. Like, Villanueva does Melo's job as well as Melo does right now at power forward. And I don't know why you would ever use LaMelo Ball Carmelo Anthony small forward with the players that we have in my team. But it was a really good season reward. Genuinely was a really good season reward. As far as season rewards go, probably the best we've seen for their time. Maybe Kevin Garnett, but really good. I've diamond contract on him. I use McKay, he's good. Kazi, get into S. Get into S tier. Kazi off rip might be one of the best cards in the game. Like, outside of the, like, completely juiced up half badge cards, Kazi might be the best card in the game. And I'm not even joking when I'm saying that. Like, Kazi is ridiculous. He's the player I hate playing against the most. He's genuinely the player in this entire game. The player that I hate playing the most is Kazi Russell, because people keep cooking me with him. Like, I haven't seen Kazi Russell. Obviously, I've gone up the board 3 times and I've not seen the guy. But that's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate because once I get Kazi, like, my 2-guard position really needs to get better. Like, I'm really struggling at my 2-guard position. So I'm like sitting there being like, can I just get Kazi Russell? I just want Kazi Russell and Reggie Lewis. I played over 100 games for both of them and seen neither. But yeah, here's what it is. Cliff Hagan. The Cliff Hagan versus Bradley Beal's a close one. I give the advantage to Cliff, but I know if you're saying Bradley Beal, that's fine. I need some guys in other tiers. Capella's like a worse Drummond. And who's going to go 1 tier ahead of... Who's going to go 1 tier ahead of Big Country? That is a tier for... Not Cowens. Cowens is good. Who was the other? Was it Van Horn? Keith Van Horn? Wherever he is. I think that's I think this is a tier for Keith Van Horn. E tier. And it's a tier for Mark Price as well. The 6-foot top point guard. Mark Price is surprisingly not terrible. Like, his release is good. He shoots the ball from really deep. Like, would I go out of my way to use him in clutch time? Nope. Like, there's no reason to ever really go out of your way and use Mark Price. But, I mean, he does the job. He really does the job. That's all I can say. Cliff Robinson, A. I still think this is one of the more underrated players on my team because not many people have him. His release, for me, is good. I know, again, a lot of people really hate that release. But for me, I really like that Cliff Robinson release. The set shot's a bit weird, but I kind of like when... You know when players release the ball from, like, the wrong side of their head? For some reason, those releases are releases I really like. Like, I remember when I used to play my player a little bit last year, I used Lonzo Ball upper on my player. And I don't know, I don't like it on left-hand players. I like it. Maybe it's because I like lefty shooters in this game. And I think that makes it feel more like a lefty shot. But Clint Capella honestly is worse Andre Drummond. So that's where he's going there. And Mark Price pretty good. Dame. I'm putting Dame in C. Dame's really good on offense. Dame does not play any defense. Dame's just such a liability on defense that I have to put him low. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's not actually that bad on defense. But for me, like, I just attack the guy. Whenever I play against him, it's not even that it's just when I'm playing with him. Whenever I play against Dame, I attack him. I attack him and I'm like, you're going to have to take Dame off the floor. Like, if you run Dame against me, you're going to have to take him off. Or you got to drop 50 with him. Otherwise, you're going to really regret having him on the floor. So, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about Dame. I'm going to go C tier. I'm going to go B tier with Dan Marley. I don't like Dan Marley that much. Like, I really don't like him. I think he's just worse Jaylen Brown. I don't like that release. His player model is meh. He's not that tall. He's only 6'6". So, like, if you want to put Dan Marley in A tier, be my guest. Be my guest. I'm probably putting Jaylen Brown in A tier. I'm just going to say that in advance. I just think Dan Marley's just a better Jaylen Brown's a better Dan Marley. And I've said it from the start. Like, once Dan Marley came out, or once Dan Marley and Jaylen Brown came out, after using both of them, I was literally like, they're very similar. Jaylen Brown just seems to be a little bit better at everything. And his release is a lot better. So I'm putting Dan Marley in B. Dave Cowens. He's not Blake Griffin. He's in OC. Dave Cowens. I think he's at that Andre Drummond level. I think maybe, again, you could argue him B tier. But I don't think you can argue him any higher than that. So, yeah, I'm going to put him there. Or it's... I think C and B are close. C and B are really, really close to each other. And I know you guys might be saying, oh, he's better than Antonio McDyess. I just really like Antonio McDyess. Like, I think I might be the only person who's putting Antonio McDyess to high, but I really like him. D-Rob. S. As far as pink diamonds go, the guy's still S tier. Like, I can't. Just because Embiid came out and D-Rob's kind of no longer top 2 center does not mean for pink diamonds he's not S. Like, yeah, it is a better center. Like, he's not the best pink diamond center. But I mean, he's the second best. He's the second best priest. Oh no. I've made a ridiculously dumb Irish reference that no one understands. And I can guarantee you, when I was saying it's okay being the second best, every single person from Ireland thought about the exact same line from that same TV show. But DeAndre Ayton is just the worst D-Rob. Genuinely, he's just a downgraded D-Rob. So DeAndre Ayton getting to A tier. DeMarcus Cousins, he's not as good as Ayton, but he's good. He's not as good as Sabonis. I think Boogie's hovering. Boogie's hovering between B and A. I think I'm going to put Boogie in A. But I just don't want... I have 4 centers in A right now. And Boogie, in my opinion, is the worst of them all. So, getting the B tier. Devin Booker now. I don't think he's good. The guy's a cone who doesn't play defense. He's a cone on offense and he doesn't play defense. Like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? The guy does not really seem to be it. Does not really seem to be it. So, Dirk Nowitzki. Oh, you getting the worthless. You suck. You absolutely suck. Getting the worthless. Dolph Shays. Now, Dolph versus Bailey Howell is a question. I think there's a lot of arguments for Bailey Howell being the better of the two. Like, there are definitely a lot of arguments for Bailey Howell, and there are also a lot of arguments you make for Dolph. You can also argue Dolph is literally better than Cliff Robinson. Oh my god, this is a tough one. For Dolph, this is a tough one. I think for Dolph, I'm going to have to put him in A? A for Dolph? Dominique. I don't like him at all, but he's not that bad. He's D tier. Doug West. Now, Doug West badged up is B. Doug West badged up is without question B tier. But the problem is, base Doug West... Actually, Doug West badge up might be A. Base Doug West, he is not complete. It's like most token words and stuff, the guy is not complete. So I'm going to go B tier there. Wade. S? S? A? One or the other. I'll put him in S. If you want to argue the guy in A, I'm perfectly fine with that. So, yeah, let's go S tier. Gary Payton. He's not as good as Wade. Gary Payton A tier. I'm going to have a controversial opinion. Lynn's better than Gary Payton. Lynn's better than Gary Payton is my controversial opinion today. And I know a lot of you guys might be calling me crazy for that, but for me, Lynn's better. So I'm putting him there. Gervin D. Gervin, even stats wise, Gervin's bad. Like, Gervin's not even good stats wise. Gerald Wallace B. Great defender. Really great defender. So I think it's hard not to put Gerald Wallace in this tier because he's a really good defender. So yeah, let's put him there. Then we got Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to go badged up. He's S, not badged up. He's A. I'm going to put him A. I'm going to put him A for now. He might go up. He might go up. Not badged up. This card's really... He's not good. And again, I know if Ty reacts to this, he's going to be like, oh, he's so good. He's this, he's that. The problem is that less than 10% of players that will pick up this game will be able to actually hit a shot with the guy. It's the truth. Like, it's the truth. Like, again, like... I won 50 straight games to start the season between clutch time and TTO. So like for as much as people like to joke about it, like I'm in the very high percentile of people who play this game. I play the freaking game for a living, and I can't shoot with this guy. And I know if I can't shoot with this guy, most people watching this video are not going to be able to shoot with this guy. But if you can't shoot with this guy, put him in S. I know for a fact most people can't. Glenn Robinson, this stage of the game, I'm going to go D tier for Glenn Robinson. It was really good though, week 1. Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward's fine. C tier. He's fine. Like, it's really hard to put him anywhere else other than that. Like I'm just like Like, he is an objectively fine player. Yeah, I think that's the best place, isn't it? Hakeem. A. No question about it. Hakeem's better than Buggy. Hakeem is most definitely better than DeMarcus Cousins. The only reason Hakeem's not S tier is because Porzingis exists. If Porzingis didn't exist, Hakeem would be in. Without question. Without question, would be an S tier. Okay. So. Ja. D. He's not as good as name. I mean, if you badge up Ja the whole way, I think you could maybe argue C. Not maybe, you could definitely argue C. Probably is C if you badge up the whole way. But the problem is that if you don't badge him up, he's really kind of weak. Then we get Worthy. I'm going to beat him Worthy. I don't even think Worthy's that much better than Bailey Hall. Like, I might get some massive, like, killed for this, but I think without badges, he's so incomplete. Like, he's so incomplete, and I just think there are so many flaws with James Worthy that I can't justify putting him in A tier. I just can't. I think he's so flawed. I think he's unbelievably flawed. So then we have got J. Rich. B, C, B. I know, again, some people really like this guy. Not me. I think he's mediocre. I think Jaylen Brown's better. I'm putting Jaylen Brown as... Jaylen Brown's probably the worst player in A tier right now, but I'm going to put Jaylen Brown in A tier. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think he does a hell of a lot on the floor. Tatum, E. E tier? D tier? D tier maybe? I'm going to move him down to E tier. Tatum's not very good. The Opal Tatum, on the other hand, that's a card. Now, that is a card right there, but this guy's not great. Lin, A. Jeremy Lin, no-brainer, A tier. Jeremy Lin is so good. The guy shoots, the guy moves, and he's no longer glitched. There used to be a dribble move that if you did a certain dribble move with Jeremy Lin, he would glitch. Now he no longer glitches. I was really confused because remember in my gameplay yesterday, I was like, is my controller broken? What's going on? No, there was a certain move they had to change that glitches the entire game. Whatever sig they gave Jeremy Lin. Jerry West, B? Jerry West. People hyped the hell out of this guy when he came out. And people were hyping up Jerry West like he was the best player in the freaking game. And in reality, Jerry West is one word, 4 letters, fine. He's fine. Like, if you are a fan of Jerry West, if you're a Lakers fan, you want to use Jerry West, go ahead. The guy's fine. Jimmy Buckets, B. I mean, he's just Michael Jordan, Galaxy Opal. Like, and if you really want to use Michael Jordan Galaxy Opal, just get Jimmy Buckets. The problem with Jimmy Butler is that I don't even know if there's a problem. He just doesn't have range. That's the only problem with the card is he doesn't have range. But his defense is immaculate. I'm going to B tier because I think guys like Joe Johnson are slightly better. I think guys like Joe Johnson, Jalen over Jimmy is controversial. I think a lot of people would say that's just straight up false. But for me, Jalen's better than Jimmy. I think it's close. I think Jalen's a little bit better than Jimmy. Embiid, D. I don't like this Embiid at all. He's too slow. Like, if I got Brook Lopez in C tier, Joel Embiid is like quite a bit worse version of Brook Lopez. So, yeah. That is where he's going to go. He's going to go D. John Collins. Now, John Collins is going to go C. He's a player I really liked as a token award. I used him for the longest time. I think he's one of the best shooting bigs in the game. The only problem with John Collins is just that I know everything about him is kind of meh other than shooting. It's not even like he's bad at anything. He's just average. You know, he's a half rebound chaser, but he's still an average rebounder. He's 6'9", so he's small. I think he's okay. Hondo. Now, this is disappointment. He's like Cliff. He's just Cliff Hagan. He's Cliff Hagan with a longer wingspan. The disappointment when they chose that picture for John Havlicek as well. It's the same picture. It's the same freaking picture as last year where he was just God and this card is so average. John Wall, B. John Wall, B. John Wall's not that far off A. He's really not, but like I think he is B tier. I think he's that little bit worse than a Gary Payton. Although there was a stage where I was starting John Wall instead of Gary Payton. but I do think Peyton is that little bit better as a card. Even though I personally was having more success at the time with John Wall. I just think that Peyton objectively was just slightly better than him. So yeah, we're going to have Wall and B, Peyton and A. And I think Lynn's better than both of them. Dr. J, B. B, again, the Dr. J versus Jaylen Brown one is tough. Jaylen Brown, you get down to A. I think Joe Johnson is objectively better than both of them. I'm going to move Jaylen Brown down. But yeah, I'm going to put Dr. J and B. Kawhi Leonard get into S tier. Get all the way up there into S tier. It doesn't matter which version of Kawhi, but if this one is 75th, they're both exceptional cards. Absolutely exceptional. Get Pink Diamond Kawhi into S tier. Kemba. Now, Kemba plays no defense. He's like a worse Dame. I'm going to go D tier because he can actually cook. He can cook, so I'm going to go D. Kevin Durant, A. He's still really good. He can't run him up center. He can't run him power forward. He can't rebound, but other than that, he's actually really good. Kevin Garnett. I mean, I'm tempted to move him down because I don't like him, but like, I also can't say he's objectively worse than Cliff. And just because I don't like a guy does not mean I can like put him in a low tier. I wish it could because I hate Kevin Garnett. Like, again, I made that very clear this year that I hate that Kevin Garnett card. But I mean, like if someone like Ty, like if they're competitive players still to this day using this guy in their lineups, I think it would be kind of negligence to put him in any tier lower than A tier. Kevin Love. Now I don't rate Kevin Love. I'm just putting it out there. I don't rate him at all. I think he moves kind of well. I think his defense is non-existent, and I'm not good with that release. Like, I prefer Carlos Boozer to Kevin Love, but I'll go B. I think he's very similar to Blake. I think Blake's a little bit better, but I think it's hard really to put these guys in different tiers. Mikhail. This stage of the game, Mikhail's C tier. Mikhail is most definitely C tier at this stage. The problem with Kevin Mikhail is just his release. I don't even mind set shot 3. It's just something with his upper. Honestly. Because I don't mind it. Like, again, I've used set shot 3 on plenty of players. I've used that upper on Dino. I don't know what it is. It's just when you combine both of them, there's just something up with it. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'll ever know what my problem is with him, but I can't use the guy. I really just can't use the guy. Kobe Bryant S, get into S tier. Get into S tier. Kobe Bryant is unbelievable. Like, easily a top 2 or 3 2 guard in the game. Maybe number 1. Kobe belongs in S tier. Kazi's better, but Kobe's really good. Porzingis, get into S tier. Get into S tier. Like, we got our one of our point guards. We've got both of our 2 guards. We got one of our small forwards. We got both of our centers, and we got a power forward. Like, we've got most of our top 10 here. Kyrie Irving, B. I like Kyrie. I think Kyrie's a good player. I don't think he's spectacular. I think this is the best year we've ever seen of Kyrie, but I still don't think he's like, if people are talking about Kyrie being like, oh, this is the year where Kyrie's like back to his best, I'm like, I think maybe you could argue that if they gave Kyrie like his old release back, but he doesn't have it. Okay, so I'm back. I completely forgot who the last player I put in was. I think it was Kyrie. He's all right. Odom, A, maybe S. Honestly, maybe S for Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom is such a good player. Like, we're looking at guys that, when we're looking at guys that are just going to be just exceptional all-around players that don't have a weakness, I mean, you can't look much further than this guy. Like, his jumper is nice. His movement is absolutely elite. Like, he's essentially flawless. He is essentially flawless. So I'm just very high on Odom, and he might get moved up a tier. LaMelo, S. LaMelo Ball, get into S tier. You're one of our 2 point guards. I like a lot of pink diamond point guards. I don't like Magic Johnson. I like Ben Gordon. But LaMelo Ball, if you're not putting LaMelo Ball as one of your top 2 as one of your top 2 point guards of the pink diamond tier, I think you're crazy. Like, both of these guys are better than any of the opal point guards in my opinion. Other than Peyton, but he's a dark matter. I think you could argue Larry Hughes over LaMelo. You really can. I think certain play styles will suit Larry Hughes. Certain people will have more success with Hughes. Other people have more success with LaMelo Ball. I think they're very similar. No, I'm very, very high on LaMelo. I don't use the guy. He does suit my playstyle. I just don't. I would say I don't know why I don't use him, but I do know why I don't use him. The guy costs money, and I already have enough point guards. He does cost. He's not that cheap. He's cheap, but he's not that cheap as a player. So yeah, we are also kind of cheaping out, but he is S tier. Larry C. Larry's not bad. Like, Larry's jumper is nice. Larry's overall game is nice. He just doesn't really dunk. And I think you can maybe argue him up a tier. I think most people would probably argue him up a tier in B. Yeah, I think I'm going to put Larry in B. I do like Larry. Magic Johnson, A. I mean, he's a 6'9" point guard. I wish there was like this, like, more of a reason that he's in a high tier other than he's a 6'9" point guard, but he's a 6'9" point guard. Manu Ginobili, C tier. I love Manu, by the way. Like, there's a special... Manu will always have a special place in my heart. The way I move with the guy is crazy compared to other players. He's one of the few players that I actually feel like I can kind of create with. He doesn't miss. But if you're asking me, for 99% of people, something like a Dan Marley's way better. For 99% of people, Jaylen Brown's way better. So I'm not putting him above C tier, but I like the card. I'm going B tier for Red. Like, Red and Dr. J are very similar. If I've got Dr. J and B, I personally think that, like, a Joe Johnson, someone like him, is quite a bit better. So I have to put him there, and same with Kazi and Kobe and stuff. Paul George, B? He's like a way worse Lamar Odom. I think, again, a lot of people are going to have PG higher than this. I think a lot of people might have PG lower than this because he is out quite a while. But I think we've got the right tier for him. If you disagree, that's fine. But I personally think that we just about have the right tier. So yeah, now we are on to Ray Allen C. He hits shots when he's wide open. Can't really create. He's like a way worse. Doesn't even come off range. They literally gave him a maxed out card. And maxed out is 3-ball when he always gets a 99 3-ball. They maxed out a stat that he was already going to get at 99 and didn't even give him half range. Man, one of the most disappointing cards of the year. Rubio. Look, at this stage of the game, Rubio's like E. Nah, that's underselling the guy. That's really underselling him. Like, I don't even mind Rubio. I like Rubio in real life, but he's gonna go D tier. I think D tier is the fair spot. For him. Rolando Blackman. Now, this guy involves 20 original owner Dallas Mavericks players to get. He's not actually awful, but his requirements are so ridiculous that I'm gonna move him. I can't put him any higher than C tier. Honestly, I'm gonna put him in D tier. Screw up, worthless tier. He's genuinely worthless. 20 original owner Mavs players. Hell no, he's worthless. Rudy Gay, I love this card. Rudy Gay is actually better than Odom. Rudy Gay, get up into S tier. Get up into S tier. You don't even need to play power. You don't even play power forward for most people, but you're an S tier at power forward. You're an S tier at power forward. Shaquille O'Neal. I don't rate non-shooting centers. So if you wanna, Shaq is either A or B, depending on what way you play the game. He's either A or B. I'm gonna put him B. If you want to argue, mate, that's fine. Sean Marion, C, because he's a really good defender. His release is okay. Or his base is okay once you get used to that upper. But again, there are so many better players than him. You can't compare him to like a Dr. J or something. Nash, C. Nash is not unusably bad. He's not very good either. Terry Dishinger now. Now Terry Dishinger is rounding off S tier, I think. I'm not crazy putting Terry Dishinger in S. I was about to say, I was like, what am I on about? Like, of course I'm not crazy. Like, everyone uses Terry Dishing right now. Like, Terry, like, the amount of badge Terry Dishingers, like, get yourself, like, a gold chef. And considering the fact when Terry came out was in and around the Curry Challenge, the amount of half chef Terry Dishingers there are, right, like, in the wild. With Terry Dishinger, I'm telling you, the guy really is that dude. He's the damn best. He might be the best. Duncan B, he's like a worse Kevin Garnett. I think his shooting's very, very mediocre. I know guys like Splash use Duncan super effectively, but he can green with literally anybody. And he needs his power forwards to stand in the corner. If you need your power forwards to do anything other than just stand in the corner, Duncan's not going to be the one for you, because that's what Duncan does on offense, is chill in the corner. So, yeah, I'm going to have to put him B tier. Tracy McGrady, B. At this stage of the game, he's B. Can't believe I'm saying this, but it's like, is T-Mac better than Dr. J? Maybe. Is he without question better than Dr. J? No. So, like, if I can't, like, confidently say a player is above another player, I can't put them in different tiers. So, yeah, T-Mac is mad when putting him in B, but I'm putting him in B. Trae Young, I think he's worse than Kemba. I think at this stage, I'm putting Trae Young in E tier. I don't like Trae Young at all. Screw it, no, D tier. Wilt, at this stage of the game, yes, he's Mash Man. I much prefer Capella. I think he's slow. I think he's sluggish. I don't like the card. I think Wilt later in the year is going to be immaculate, but this one's E tier. Then we got X-Man Xavier McDaniels, B. He's either B or he's probably B. He's probably high B. The guy's a really good card. The guy shoots well. The guy moves well, or he moves on defense. He plays well around the rim. He's just not the greatest movement-wise. I'm gonna go C tier with Zebo. I think Zebo is literally just a slightly worse version of Antonio McDyess. They do the same thing. They play bully ball. I think he's basically a taller Zion Williamson Galaxy Opal, and you guys know how much I hate that Galaxy Opal Zion Williamson. So the fact that I'm comparing him to him, some people be like, oh, that might be a good sign. I'm like, no, it's not. It is not a good sign if I'm comparing a card to one of my least favorite cards in the entire game. But yeah, I don't even think Zebo's that bad. It's just we've got a lot of better cards in the game this year, and I think his release is just slow. Like, if he had a faster release, then we'd be looking at probably an A tier card, because his stats and badges are actually unbelievable. But again, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. No point talking about hypotheticals. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the list. I think hopefully it's an okay list. Hopefully some of you guys agree with some of these. Obviously people are going to agree, people are going to disagree. I'm happy with my best 10. Wade, LaMelo, Kazi, Kobe, Terry, Kawhi, Rudy Gay, Kirilenko, D-Rob, Porzingis. I'm happy with that best 10. I think Rudy Gay is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. I really just want to make it clear. I've been saying this since the start. I thought Rudy Gay was better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you disagree, that's again completely fine, but this is my list. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.